Johnny.
4 weeks. 20 papers, that's $2.
Gee, Johnny, I don't have a dime. Sorry.
Didn't ask for a dime. $2. Cash.
A new tax on, well, the internet, on your usage, on your consumption is looking to get passed here in the United States after modeling essentially what exists in Canada and what has been currently being tried to be pushed through in the United Kingdom or the European Union. I forget exactly which one it is. That will essentially change, well, the way that I can cover certain things on the internet, the way that you can consume certain things on the internet. It will change the free exchange of ideas, the freedom of the internet. This tax would be an end to the open web, and it simply cannot pass. It cannot go through, and it just can't. And this is just something that's going on right now. 4 hours ago, a brand new report on it. California now considering journalism usage fee, which is a link tax, okay, on big tech. Radio could also get some of the proceeds. Efforts in Washington to pass a law to give local news outlets, including radio stations, the ability to band together to collectively bargain with Facebook and Google and other tech giants so far have come up short in Congress. But another attempt is coming right into Silicon Valley's backyard. California Assembly member Buffy Wicks is proposing a state-level version of the bill that directs big tech companies to pay publishers a journalism usage fee. This is going to affect everyone from the top down. It's going to affect, well, my ability to do my job, Tim Pool's ability to do his job. Now, it's going to propose the California Journalism Preservation Act, which require news publishers to invest 70% of the profits from the usage fee into journalism jobs. Profits. So essentially, if you see a news article, what's going to happen is you're not going to see. This is literally threatening the future of the open internet. If you see a link to an article, that is going to trigger a fee that Facebook or Google or YouTube will now have to pay, which they will not pay. They will either pass it on to you via subscription fees or block links altogether. The CJPA provides a lifeline to news outlets, small and large, and ethnic, by directing a portion of the ad dollars back to the print, digital, and broadcast media that bear the entire cost of gathering and reporting local news, while big tech bears none. Well, I mean, I suppose you could put your content behind a paywall. But now, these dormant digital ad companies are enriching their own platforms with local news content without adequately compensating the originators. It's called fair use. Just so we're clear. It's time they start paying market value for journalism that they are aggregating at no cost from local media. Well, there is the data cost, isn't there? Isn't there? The Oakland Democrat says that by driving more digital ad revenue to local outlets and requiring investments in journalism jobs, her bill will also produce a more stable ecosystem, especially in smaller and ethnic communities. Well, I, for one, don't want this. I don't want there to be any kind of tax on the free sharing of information. First of all, many news outlets are publicly funded, especially if you look at places like the BBC or NPR or PBS in the United States. These are all publicly funded. Also, most quote-unquote news organizations are biased political hacks. I don't want them getting money for that, and I don't want to have to pay to debunk their lies. Quote, studies have shown that communities without local journalism suffer consequences ranging from declining civic engagement to lower voter turnout and higher taxes and increased public corruption. What? Based on what? Air quotations studies? This is the Democrat who knows which way that mainstream media, which way mainstream media leans, right? Mainstream media favors Democrats. They want more of it. And now it's going to be at the expense of the user or the expense of, my job, Tim's job, people who cover news. The bill has secured the support of the National Association of Broadcasters, no kidding, which says it backs the proposal. NAB spokesman Alex Don't Care says the bill recognizes the importance of local media outlets, including broadcasters, with local news gathering at the mercy of a handful of behemoth tech platforms. What? Here's the reality is, their jobs have been replaced. Their jobs have been replaced, outdated, by people with cell phones on the street. Now, there is value in local reporting. That's why I pay for the paper. I pay for my local paper. I use things like Nextdoor app to get up-to-date, reliable information. What I don't want is to be forced to pay for it. Other journalism organizations are also supporting the bill. No kidding. California news bill would require big tech to pay news organizations for use of their stories on social media. This is a link tax. And we already know how this goes. We can look at Canada's C18. Why link taxes like Canada's C18 represent an end to an open internet. This was just a day ago. Here we go again. For years now, the legacy news industry, often led by lobbyists for Rupert Murdoch, have been pushing a bizarre plan to tax links on the internet. The entire rationale for this plan seems to be, quote, news organizations used to be rolling in easy money. They failed to innovate with the times, and now Google and Meta are rolling in easy money, so we should make Google and Meta give news organizations cash. Couldn't have put it better myself. That's it. That's shout out to Mike Masnick, who wrote this at TechDirt. That's it. That's the entire rationale. Sometimes people try to get all high-minded and talk about the importance of journalism, which I agree is important and to a certain degree could use new sustainable business models, but that doesn't explain why they should break the fundamental nature of the internet, everyone can link to everybody, to solve that problem. Also, none of it explains why internet companies should magically be responsible for paying journalism outfits. Well, especially, by the way, when they're also obviously biased. At best, supporters of these plans come up with this rationale. Quote, Google and Meta take a huge percentage of digital advertising, and it's likely that those ad budgets used to be what supported news organizations, so therefore they should share some of the cash. When people look askance at that or point out that under that logic, then any business successfully competes with a legacy business should be forced to share its revenue with that business they outcompeted. They might say, but Google and Meta use the news without paying for it. Well, no, that's also not true. Hey, look, I understand. I've been working for a long time on my own company. Someone will come along and do it better. That's why do you think I'm always talking about coffeebrandcoffee.com? Because I know that the internet, in the way that we already consume it, is not likely to continue in its existing form. Government is, wanting increasing control more than they already have. We already know that our government is involved in, or was involved in, probably still is, with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the three-letter agencies. Now they want to tax people. They say corporations, but really that gets passed back to us, okay, to link to stuff so that we can subsidize the very people that I wake up every day and fight against. By the way, if you haven't yet, we're testing a new layout over on coffeebrandcoffee.com under the categories stuff. So if you go to the coffee to your cocos, you should see some new filters. I would absolutely love if I could earn your business today at coffeebrandcoffee.com, promo code The Quartering. It goes to support, well, me directly and independent journalism. I wouldn't expect anyone else to support me. The people that view my content and like it, if they do, then they can support me by buying some coffee or subscribing. That's how it's supposed to work. And I appreciate my customers. I appreciate all of you we just launched 3 new herbal teas too, by the way, detox teas. Check those out. At best, supporters of these plans come up with this rationale. I'll hit that, but let's interrogate that claim as well. No, Google and Meta do not use news without compensation. Quite the opposite. Both sites have a very, very small part of their sites that may link people to news. Google News is an aggregator, news search engine that sends traffic to people's sites by linking to those news stories directly. Meta, Facebook's property, similarly allows users, which often include news sites themselves, to link to their stories elsewhere and drive traffic to them. If those sites fail to monetize the traffic, that's kind of on them. And I mean, that's 100% true. Now, when I get to that point, some people claim that these links don't really send that much traffic because too many people to see the link headline snippet and they decide they don't need to click. And that answer to that, again, is to suggest that it's difficult to see how that's Google or Facebook's fault. If your news article provides so little value beyond the headline, image, and snippet, I don't know, you kind of don't deserve to make much money. Good journalism has to add value, and part of that is building up a reputation that readers want to read the details and nuances. This is also, article kind of highlights, is that how many of these news publishers who are whining for a bailout from Google and Meta spent many years focused on gaming Google and Facebook's algorithm for clicks rather than building loyal audiences who recognize and value their good journalism. And this takes us to the real proof that news publishers are full of SH in all of this. Just look at what they do rather than what they say. If Google and Facebook sending them traffic really was a problem, then they could easily fix it themselves. They could use robots.txt to block Google. They can use referrer tags to block traffic from Facebook. They can even change the social graph content to make it less appealing. But of course, they do the opposite of that. They hire SEO, search engine optimization, social media marketing experts to help them rank better on these sites to get more traffic. They explicitly try to get better promotion from those sites because they already get tremendous value from that traffic. Now they want to get paid for that traffic that already has value. It's basically a news organization saying, hey, Google and Meta, not only must you advertise for us for free, but you must also pay to advertise us. I mean, this is absolute insanity. But these type of things are getting passed all around the world, right under our noses. Be aware for this because this threatens to change the landscape of the entire open internet. And they're doing it quietly, in the shadows, using terminology that most boomers who make these laws have no idea. They have no idea about the technology that they're using, that they're toying with, and then what these type of things are going to do. Absolutely not Google or Facebook's job to subsidize dying journalism outlets, nor is it mine or yours. They need to go the way of the dodo if they don't want to adapt. Things change. That's life. No one's going to miss you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. Make sure you share this out there. And remember to check out coffeebrandcoffee.com. Promo code The Quartering. If nothing else, come on over and check out some of our reviews. We have, 4,100 now with a 4.8 star average. Hopefully that would stand by it. But get this story out there. It's absolutely insane. We'll talk to you again real soon.